Dear friends, I want to tell you that sin is your choice. I want to tell you that when you get tempted, it is your will that's getting tempted. When sin comes knocking at your door, it is your will that is being tempted. And you are being enticed to walk after the devil. You are not a helpless creature who must be pitied because evil comes to you. Certainly not. Because if your will was not tempted, it would not bother you. Some sins don't bother other people. Other people, they get bothered by that sin. Why is it? It's because their will is being tempted. The actual will, their actual desire, their actual heart is being tempted. Jesus said He is the one who judges the hearts and the intentions of the heart. When sin comes to your door, your heart's intention is being tested and tempted. Jesus said, it is necessary that temptation comes. That is because the good are going to be sorted from the bad on this earth, not in heaven, on this earth. Next time you are tempted, which is your heart, your will is being tempted, and you are being enticed to go and follow something that is wicked, and you know it's wrong, whether it be lust, whether it be dishonesty, whether it be lying, whether it be any kind of sin. Next time it comes knocking at your door, what are you going to do? Are you going to open the door? Are you going to say, oh, well, yeah, I kind of like this. I'm going to go and do this sin. Are you going to do that? Well, if you do that, you open the door for Satan straight away. You are saying to God, I want to sin. I want to do sin. I want Satan. I don't want you. Now, that's not what you're saying directly to God, but that's what you are doing by your actions. Instead, why don't you shut the door and say, no, I'm not going to follow that sin. I'm not going to be following after it. I'm not going to love it. Dear friend, I tell you one thing. You're not tempted because you hate sin. If you really hated sin, there would be no temptation. You're being tempted by a particular desire right now, or a particular thing, and that thing is trying to attach itself into your heart because you know you want it. Oh yeah, you want it, my friend. And you can't say that you don't, because you do. Oh, you say, oh, I hate sin. No, you don't. We all love sin inside. There is not one person on earth who doesn't have a love of sin that gets tempted when desire and temptation comes their way. And so if you want to be free and not go to hell because you keep choosing sin, then you've got to decide to not choose sin anymore. You've got to turn away from sin. You've got to say no. You've got to shut the door. And that is where God says, look, there's my servant. He wants to stay following me. He wants to stay following Jesus. He decides to shut the door on this wicked sin, and that proves that his heart is the good man's heart. But then he says, oh, look at this one over here. He's like the fruitless fig tree. He believes in Jesus Christ, but he doesn't shut the door on sin. He keeps opening the door. He doesn't choose to shut the door. He just wants to open the door. He wants sin. He wants it in his heart. He loves it. He goes after the love of sin. He whines and complains when he falls because he feels so bad. He says, oh, God's going to condemn me and all this stuff, yet he just keeps doing it. It's his own will. And dear friend, you open the door for the devil, he'll definitely come in. He will enslave you to sin. He'll put chains on your hands and your feet spiritually. And you'll become such a slave to sin that you'll have to do it every day and you won't be able to stop. And you'll be one of those people saying, oh, I feel so bad. I sin every day. I repent and I keep sinning. I repent and I keep sinning, but I just guilt trip all the time. And you try and fill that terrible void you have in your heart with false doctrine saying, oh, it's all right, Jesus is forgiving you. He does not. Jesus doesn't forgive you if you keep opening the door to sin and you don't chuck it out. My friend, let's wake up to ourselves here. We get the forgiveness of Jesus when we deny ourselves, pick up our cross, and follow Jesus. We must shut the door on sin. When we are tempted, it's our will that's getting tempted. It's our heart intention that's getting tempted. And if we're having a heart's intention for Satan all the time, we're going to end up in hell. And that's where I can't change you. And only you can make up the decisions in your mind and heart on where you want to go. But I'll warn you, if you keep opening the door to sin when you get tempted, and you keep choosing it in your heart, you're going to end up in hell. But if you turn away from it, you deny yourself, you turn that away and you say, oh yes, I love this, but I love Jesus, I'm turning away from this wicked thing. And you shut the door on that sin, it will have no power over you. The power of Jesus will come over you and help you and clean you. Jesus is with those who deny themselves, pick up their cross and follow him. Make the right decision. Jesus bless you.